Hey, family millionaires. Welcome back to Millionaire Success Story. Today we have a very special guest. She is currently studying abroad in Barcelona, Spain. She goes around to teach high school students how to do college in the United States, and she loves helping people. Her passion comes from motivating others and sharing opportunities and resources that they may not have known about. She loves to dance, specifically salsa and bachata, meditate, travel, and meet new people. It gives her like a sense of fresh air to do those things. Please welcome Sophia.
Hello.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Destiny.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. You look great. I love your hair.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining. We're gonna start off by playing a game,
Oh,
and
fun. Fun.
the game is called How to Get a Millionaire.
Okay.
And this game is meant to be a little bit nosy, ask personal questions, but nothing too crazy. And then the questions vary from would you rather this or that, who is the best, and fill in the blank, and then never have I ever. And then every now and then I
Okay.
may ask you to elaborate. And so which one would you like to do? Is would you rather this or that, never have I ever, or who is the best and fill in the blank?
Would you rather?
Would you rather? Okay.
Yeah. I
That is
love this game dynamic, by the way. It's a very fun start.
Thank you. That is such a like popular one. Would you rather? So I'm gonna have to add like more questions to that game. But okay. Would if you were a part of a movie production, would you rather be on camera as an extra or behind the scenes working production?
Ooh, be on camera as an extra behind the scenes. I think behind the scenes because you would have more creative freedom, possibly. Depends what you're doing behind the scenes.
Hmm.
But I think extras depends on what you want to do. But maybe I would like to have some say, maybe work with the team,
Hmm.
maybe collaborate and do some fun creative like brainstorming. That seems pretty fun. I've actually done a class where we did movies and a lot of teamwork. It's a really interesting process. So, behind the scenes.
Okay, nice. Would you rather sing a song at a karaoke bar or create a viral dance on TikTok?
I would rather create a viral dance on TikTok.
Okay. No, because you do bachata, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're actually a dancer.
Yeah, I love to dance. I love to sing, but maybe in private.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's me too. I'm not publicly, but in my room, just
you're a
having
rock star.
yeah, literally. Okay, would you rather live on a beach or in the mountains?
On the beach, be in the ocean.
Okay.
In the
Are you a
ocean.
water person?
Yeah, I'm a water person.
Nice,
I like water.
nice. Would you rather go back in time to fix your biggest mistake or look into the future to find out where you end up?
Mm, truthfully, neither. Truthfully, I'm gonna break the game a little bit. I would do neither.
Okay.
I don't want to know, and I don't think any of my mistakes have taken me somewhere where I can't come back from, and
Hmm.
where I haven't become closer to myself for. So I'm gonna say in a truthful, neutral, neither.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like Okay, would you rather buy 10 things you don't need every time you go shopping or always forget one thing that you need when you go to the store?
I would always forget one thing I need because I already do always forget one thing I need. And maybe not clutter it up, maybe not fill it up.
Hmm. Makes sense. Would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life? Not to change anything, but maybe to go back and analyze it, or pause to take a moment to breathe and see what you're gonna say next. And yeah,
Pause. I'd
pause.
sleep so much more.
Yeah, that's a good answer because taking naps, I feel like taking naps are important. Like we all
Yeah.
take a nap, like at least 10, 15 minutes every Every hour is kind of crazy, but I'm thinking like every hour. Okay, would you rather go to work in heels? No, would you rather walk to work in heels or drive to work in reverse?
Um, drive to work in reverse. I or go to work in heels. That's a dangerous question because I love like comfortable footwear. But I I would do less danger to the world if I wore heels walking to work.
Okay, yeah, I agree because driving in reverse is not it's not easy. It's not easy at all.
No, no, nope.
So that's the end of How to Get a Millionaire. I'm speaking it into existence that we can all be millionaires and at least have that millionaire's mindset. Like it's no reason why like we can't do it, you know? But yeah, so thank you so much for playing. And we're gonna get into the questions now. So the first question I have, it's a very simple question, but it can be a little complex, like depending on where you are. Um, and I've already asked you this, but how are you?
Ooh. I like that you gave the preface, like it can be a really complex question, but I think right now, how am I practicing patience with myself? Practicing patience and learning what my needs are and what do I really want when it comes to this path in my career, academics, personally. I think striving for ultimately what I know is best for myself more than maybe some material things. Like I would love and I love speaking into existence. We can all be millionaires, truly, truly. But getting there through a path that's fulfilling and really doing right by ourselves and what we want and what excites us and what lights us up, and through that manifesting the millionaire mindset and the millionaire life.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really good place that you're at, really analyzing, knowing that you want the best for yourself and not just want to be stuck and be and have the mentality of oh it is what it is because it's not what it is. You have like more to accomplish and more to do and then wanting to fulfill everything that you know you can't fulfill. Like that's a really good place to be in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking notes, so don't mind when I look down because I'm taking notes.
I have my little notebook too, don't worry.
Okay. So my next question actually goes into what you just mentioned. So who inspires you to do it do what you do? So traveling, giving, I know in your introduction you mentioned that you go around to high schools to give share opportunities with others. So giving students resources and then meeting new people. Who inspires you to do that?
Ooh. One of my biggest inspirations is Priyanka Chopra.
Okay.
I think she's such just a powerful woman. Mm, truthfully, the individual opportunities in my life, what mostly inspires me is like the excitement behind it, the excitement behind the possibility, the excitement behind experiencing something. Because in my life, excitement has been a really key point in leading me towards places where I know are good for me. But a person that does really inspire me is Priyanka Chopra. I think she says something really interesting, and she has this quote, and it's not going to be the exact quote, but she says, like, heavy is the head where the laurel rests. It's something like that, which is basically like, if you wear a crown, like, your neck is going to hurt. Like, don't let the things you've done in the past define what you're doing or make you feel like you're any like better or like you're any beyond making mistakes,
Mm.
right? That's a really powerful phrase from her that inspires me because it's like welcoming the mistakes and just letting that flow and like knowing that no matter what point I get to in my life, I truly mistakes are like a part of the learning process. And if you want to have new ambitions, new inspirations, and you made a mistake, then that's like the first step to really getting there.
Right. Right. That's a deep statement. Don't let the crown. I heard you. Hold on.
I
Let me
know you did. I don't know it either. Don't even worry.
yeah, I'm like I'm trying to figure out like how to put it in words, but that was deep. And I like that. I like that. So you are currently in Spain, and what made you choose to study abroad? And were you nervous to take that big step to living in a different country, a different
Yeah,
continent? Like, yeah.
right. That's a super deep question,
Because
especially
you're
because
from California, right?
yeah. So I was born in California. I'm Colombian American, so growing up, I've grown up actually between the US, California, and Colombia, Medellin.
Hmm.
So from the beginning, I've always like my environment has always been different cultures. I've
Hmm.
never, especially San Diego too, has always been a place where you have such a rich mix of people from different backgrounds.
Hmm.
So already that was kind of a little preface, but just I guess just like that might separate my experience from some other people's, but just like I think everybody else here in Europe is like something completely new to me just because like I already had that different culture experience. I didn't really know what to expect. Um why did I decide to do it? Because I had the opportunity, because the thought of going to a new place and seeing a new culture and living in a continent I'd never been to was already I knew it would be a powerful experience for me. And studying in Spain, like the fact that that was available to me through my university and has opened up a lot of other opportunities is like if you have that type of opportunity, God, like jump at it. If it's like trusting.
Right. That's amazing. And so you're in Barcelona. Well, are you still in the same place, like outside of Barcelona?
No, I actually recently moved into the city.
Into Barcelona. Okay, okay. So you're in Barcelona. So what other places in Europe have you visited?
Okay, well,
I know we met in Belgium.
yeah, we met in Brussels.
Yeah. So what other places have you visited?
Okay, we met in Brussels, so Brussels, Belgium. Recently, I was on a trip through Andalusia, which is the south of Spain.
Mhm.
So like Sevilla, Malaga, Cordoba. I was in one that's called Gibraltar, which is technically the UK, but it's actually geographically it's Spain. I went to Valencia recently, like traveling on a national level through Spain. I went to Italy. I went to Italy.
Oh, I know you were talking about going. So you finally went. What part?
Yeah, we went to Florence, Venice, and Rome. My parents, they came to visit me, and we all went for the first time to Italy, and I completely fell in love. I'm currently learning Italian.
Oh,
That's how much I loved it.
nice.
So, yeah, those are some of the places.
Nice, nice, nice. I think it's like an amazing thing when I was abroad and then you're still there, but like just going abroad is so much you can do while you're there. It's like seize the opportunities and take it. Like it's like a once in a lifetime thing, but honestly, if you see yourself there, then you can stay a little bit longer as much as you like want to. But yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask, like, what were some of those opportunities? What was some of that was really exciting for you, like seize the day type?
Yeah, so when I was there, I went my very first trip. Well, it was me and this other girl, and we went to Switzerland because I studied abroad in Paris. So Switzerland was like a 3 to 4 hour train ride from Paris. And so
Wow.
just like being spontaneous and going to Switzerland, staying in a hostel, like that was just so much fun. Walking the streets of Switzerland and then eating the food and just doing stuff like that was so much fun. And then when I came to Barcelona, that was a solo trip. Like that, I didn't
Yeah.
yeah, I came by myself, and when we met in Barcelona, like that was very like big for me because I'm an independent person, but to actually go solo travel, it's like you go to another level of life when you can do things by yourself and have that experience and just enjoy the moment, seize the moment. Like my phone was on do not disturb the entire trip. I was just like
Lovely.
in the moment. Yeah, literally, I was like in the
Oh,
moment. So
oh my
that was a
God.
spontaneous, like very spontaneous. And I just I reminisce on the days of like me being in Europe. Not that I don't want to continue, like not that I don't like what I'm doing now, because I do, but at the same time, like just the fact that I did it, it's like a checklist off of my um bucket list, so to say. The fact that
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And knowing that you take all those experiences with you, it's
yeah,
like now your way of looking at life is just so completely shifted and almost impregnated with those experiences of being able to just like have that spontaneity with you, knowing that that type of life exists. So that's so magical.
yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is. So, um, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because you're doing a lot in Spain. Like, you're not only studying, but you're a part of different groups and meeting new people and helping other people, giving students resources. So, where do you see yourself in the next, or it can be the next year or so? Where do you see yourself in the future? Your future you.
Okay, well, I love this question. And it's also something, actually, just this morning, it was something I was dreaming of a little bit, like taking time in my morning just to dream what would be the ideal. Something that ideally I would love is to be able to live either in Italy or the Italian speaking part of Switzerland. So being able to learn languages and really, because what my major that I'm switching to is international business
Mm,
and being able to really incorporate language learning into my day to day is something that just lights me up so much. It's something I'm so passionate about. I love, love, love just like watching movies in another language or doing that. Mm, in regards to career, that's something that I'm still meditating on almost because I know that whatever I do, like, I think I have a capacity to help people, and I would love to really delve into that as deeply and profoundly as possible and incorporating that into my career. However it comes up, right? Getting to know myself and getting to know what feels right for me. So right now that's had an opportunity pop up where I could give speeches and share resources on how to study in the US with students here, and it's been something really different from anything I've ever done. Um, and letting opportunities like that one just flow in, flow in, letting them come to me because letting it almost flow in and be easy, if that makes any sense.
mm, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Really not going where the wind takes you, but allowing yourself to do things in a natural way and not forcing it. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. No, exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So that's amazing. Now we're going to get into the financial literacy slash money management questions. So when it comes to spending money, do you know the difference between wants and needs, like clothes, jewelry, etc.? Especially like you're living in Europe now, so you see markets all the time, and like maybe things that you want to pick up and grab on the way. So do you know the difference?
Yeah. Well, okay, knowing the difference between wants and needs. Mm, from what I can see, a need would be something that you like fulfills your human like need to subsist, like exist. So maybe food, maybe stuff like that. I think for me, I try to balance it all almost. Not everything is a need or a want, but also taking some things into moderation and like fulfilling at least the basic needs of all of it, if it makes sense. But what do you think is the difference between a want and a need? What does that mean to you?
Well, I always go by the motto, if I can live without it, then I don't need it. So when
Yeah,
I'm in the store, like if I see a cute sweater and I just think, oh, am I just gonna wear this one time? Like I don't need it in my life because I'm only gonna wear like I'm a type of girl, like I like to reuse things most, so I don't buy anything unless I can pair it with different things and make it different
yeah.
outfits and do different things. So when it says, oh, this is something that I want, um, let's say clothes or jewelry, this is something that I want. I'm only going to use it that one time. So most likely I'm not going to get it. But if I like need it, like I can see myself using it with other
Oh,
things and then going to like different events and stuff like that. Like I pick up stuff like that as, and I consider that as a need because it's like I'm not
yeah,
only like I'm repurposing it. I'm not just using it for one thing. So yeah. I don't know if
right.
that made sense, but yeah.
I think it absolutely does make sense. It's like let's say clothes, you could say clothes aren't a need,
Mhm.
but like you can't go naked on the street.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
Exactly.
yeah, I like to take a perspective on it where, for example, a really prevalent one I think is grocery shopping because there's some things that you look at like where you say, okay, I want to get a lot of vegetables or I want to get a lot of fruit. And then the question is this a need? Like, do you really need all of these vegetables? But then I think beyond that question, what's going to give back to me more? Like when I'm going to the grocery store, ultimately and long term, will I be spending more money if I don't take care of my health and if I just buy the cheapest things that are there?
Right.
Or will I ultimately be more healthy? Will I ultimately be more capable of giving and receiving and like producing if I buy the healthiest thing for me and take care of myself? Like factoring in all of that, I think, for example, shifting our perspective a little bit on things that like grocery shopping. I think like if you're gonna save, if you're gonna budget, there's other places to budget. Like if you're able to, like investing in what you eat because that'll increment your capacity to produce and to be able to like be a millionaire.
Right. 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 So your definition of having needs is thinking about the long term and thinking about how it can be more beneficial to your mind, body, and soul and health. And yeah,
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
I like that. That's something that I've never thought about, but I'm taking into consideration now as you're speaking.
Like filling in all the cups and then letting it like overflow into the other areas of your life that aren't maybe needs, but they're like things that can be exciting for you in another way.
Mhm. I like that. I like that. So do you feel like you were prepared going into college, specifically in financial literacy after high school? And if so, what equipped you with that knowledge?
No, I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't think there's any at least in regards to what you learn in high school and what you learn in college, I think you start learning about what it like I don't even think financial literacy is something I could say I'm as familiar with as I could be.
Mm,
I think there's more opportunities to teach financial literacy in high schools and
mhm,
in college honestly, I think starting in high school could be absolutely amazing because once you get into college and you start getting that independence, like I think some preparation could be more beneficial, but I think not as much as I could have been.
Right. That's exactly why I wanted to create platforms to open up the conversation and have the understanding that we as college students really wasn't prepared in high school, and hopefully the next generation don't have that same experience and can be more prepared, because I feel like the whole point of one of the points of living life is for the generation coming up after you to have better than what we had. So we weren't necessarily equipped with the knowledge. So I would love for the generation coming up after us to be equipped with, money management, financial literacy, especially building like generational wealth and stuff like that. But
Yes. Can I also just say I love the mission that you have, and I love how aligned it all feels. I feel like you have a really solid goal and a solid purpose with this, and I'm just so excited for you. I love that you're opening up this conversation. I feel like you're such a right person to do it. So thank you so much just for having me on and for doing this.
well, no problem. Thank you for being here. I'm just so excited that you said yes. So thank you for being here.
Of course. Anytime.
Okay, so my next question is how have you afforded to study abroad? So was it through scholarships? Was it through loans? Like what is your process?
Yeah, so um we met through the a Gilman
Mhm,
scholarship program, the Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship.
mhm,
Anybody listening is curious about studying abroad, of course, definitely recommended to do some research on the Benjamin A. Gilman Scholarship. That one has been like such a huge help, and it's also opened up a lot of like amazing opportunities through it. Me and Destiny, of course, we met through a study tour in the European Union in Brussels, Belgium, that was made available to us through this scholarship. So that was one. Another one is, yeah, another scholarship, the Ling Scholarship, Learning Beyond Borders, which if anybody else is interested in looking for more scholarships, that's another one. Mm, that those have like helped with paying my rent and with like the flights over here. And generally, something that I think could be made more available to people is the knowledge that while you're in college, studying abroad can, depending on what program you do, can actually be more affordable than
yes,
studying. Yeah, it can be more affordable.
mhm,
Right. Like, for example, like I live in San Jose
mhm,
and the rent prices, the price of living there is very, very, very high. That's where I go to college.
mhm,
And then tuition isn't as high, but as other places. But that being said, with the program that I'm on, I'm still paying tuition, but I'm paying the price of living in Barcelona, which is not as high. It's definitely a very different price than living in San Jose.
mhm.
So combination of scholarships, and it's also actually more affordable than, so yeah, study abroad.
Yes, we're pro study abroad. Let's do it. Like let's everybody go out, go explore, go do things. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so now we're going to get into the mind over matter segment. So tell
Oh,
me about a time where your heart has changed the dynamic of a situation, because we don't only make decisions with our head using logic, but we also add a little bit of compassion to our final choice. So tell me about a time when you have implemented mind over matter.
wow. I love the phrasing of that question. Like, tell me about a time where your heart has changed the dynamic
Mhm,
because it can almost be an everyday thing, right? But in general, I learned a lot when it comes to relating to other people and when it comes to getting to know other people and meeting people. One of the biggest things that changed my relationship dynamic, transformed, was really doing things because like you care about other people and you just want to make a safe environment, and it's like knowing, I guess, that what it feels like to make decisions mostly from your mind, if that makes any sense. Like make all your decisions and feel unsafe and like knowing what it feels like to just feel uncomfortable and then getting the tool. I think learning to listen to your heart is such a tool and it's such a game changer. And then uh, starting from there, my decisions in social situations became more oriented towards like sharing with other people and from the understanding of what it feels like to be uncomfortable in social situations, but also transcending that through like listening to my heart and listening to like that sometimes things aren't as personal
Mm.
as they seem and just like tuning in.
Yeah. Yeah, I can like as you're talking, everything that you are saying, it goes back to your actions. Because when I first met you in Belgium, like I can tell you were a really genuine person by the way you just came off and you really did make I'm not going to speak for everybody, but you made me feel very comfortable just talking to you and like having conversation. Like every single thing that you are saying, it goes back to your actions. So you're not just saying it just to say it, but like you live by what you're saying. And I just, yeah, I really enjoyed having those moments with you, and then having this moment even now. Like you could just tell you're just like you do flow from your heart, and that's just an amazing that's an amazing aspect to have, not aspect, that's an amazing characteristic that you have. So yeah, I just I like that.
Thank you. And I'm really glad. Like, it makes me really happy just to know that, like, be able to share with other people and just, I guess, know that other people feel more comfortable.
Mm,
Because at least, like, that makes me comfortable too.
yeah.
It's just nice, like, being able to genuinely share with other people and
Mm,
being able to, like, be who I am. That's another mind over matter aspect of it. Like, tapping into my heart,
mm,
like, has been crucial in being able to be who I am because I feel like when I'm able to be so genuinely true to myself, others see that and can feel that for themselves. It's like, "Oh my God, if she can be who she is, like I can be who I am too." And
yeah.
that's something I've seen around me and I've tried to like model and that I would love like for other people because I just love people. I love other people like really feeling comfortable enough to be themselves.
Mm.
So that's like the ultimate goal, I think.
Wow. And that goes like when you just said that, it reminds me of the poem that I have on my refrigerator by Nelson Mandela. It is like the Our Deepest Fear poem. And at the end, it's like it's a line. I don't want to mess it up, but from my head, like when you are freely yourself, it gives other people the liberation to freely be themselves too. So that's like the summary. That's not exactly what it says, but that's like the summary of the poem, of that line. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. That's
Oh,
just
yeah,
that's
that's exactly it.
yeah. Okay, so my final question actually, I'm gonna switch the question. Because as you were talking, like it's sparking something in me. So my final question is, what advice would you give other students that, not even other students, what advice would you give people to lead with their heart? Like, how do you lead with your heart? A lot of people lead with logic. People look at their current circumstance and think, oh, that's just it. Like, I have to do this because of this. But how would you suggest that people start leading with their heart?
Yeah. That's a very existential question, I think.
Mm,
But at the end of the day, contrary to what your logic might say, I don't think you actually have to do too much.
mm,
For me, at least, it
mm,
was experiences that kind of snapped me back into place.
mm,
It's like for now, there's stuff I like to do. Like I like to meditate. I like to like I'll do 20 minutes. I put music and I just dance. I just dance. If the more uncomfortable I am, the better. And I honestly end up having just more fun and enjoying myself and not taking myself as seriously.
mm,
There's a lot of tools and a lot of things that you can do and just like Number one, I think, is practicing things you enjoy just because you enjoy them, like making a little more time for that in your life.
Hmm.
Number two is almost having patience with yourself. Like these last few days, I've been having a couple of days where I've been on my phone more than usual, where I've been doing stuff like that I know almost isn't as good for me. But I also think back and I know there was a lot of my life where I wasn't doing things that were good for me. There was a lot of my life where I wasn't doing that. But to a certain degree, I didn't have to do much to be shown like this is what's good for you. This is like what's going to make you feel good. This is how you can lead with your heart. It's like life is going to guide you naturally through those places. And it's like you can almost just relax and
Mhm.
be patient with yourself, like knowing that you do things that maybe you're feeling uncomfortable. It's like, it's okay because it's okay. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to do everything now
Mhm.
to become like your dream person, right? If everything just snapped into existence right now, you're all of a sudden like everything you wanted, it's
Mhm.
like you didn't have that journey, right? You wouldn't want everything to manifest right now. You want to live the experiences to get to that place. It's like it's the journey. Like right now, if you're not where you want to be, it's okay. It's okay because you're gonna get a better idea of what you want, what you don't want. Ultimately, it's all just gonna work out.
Right. Right. That's an amazing answer. Doing things that you enjoy. And then also the fact that when you come into yourself, so you said you had an experience that you just clicked, like everything clicked back into reality. You recognize, like, at least for me, and tell me if I'm wrong, like you recognize you didn't have to go that far and look that far out to find things that you really enjoy. Like it could be something simple around you that you can just pick up and be like, okay, yeah, this brings joy to my heart. This is something that I want to continue to do to keep the feeling of peace, keep the feeling of settlement, like being content about where you are and not and recognizing that everything has to be perfect. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. But just knowing that your journey is your journey and then having just that peace in your heart. It's like you don't have to look that far. So I that was an amazing answer.
Yeah, yeah, you don't.